Rain streamed down the towering glass windows of the Cresswell Tech headquarters in downtown Seattle. Inside the boardroom, tension hung thick in the air like the storm clouds outside. A dozen well-dressed executives sat silently while the 30 best engineers of the firm stood at the front, discouraged and exhausted. The problem was simple to explain but impossible to fix. For 6 months, Cresswell had been trying to crack a new algorithm for an aid-driven delivery logistics system, one that could revolutionize shipping routes and reduce costs across the globe. But every model had failed. Investors were getting nervous, deadlines were passing, and the CEO, Richard Cresswell himself, was growing increasingly desperate. Meanwhile, just 3 floors down, 21-year-old Maya Lewis pulled a soggy hoodie tighter over her head as she waited in the lobby, holding a steaming bag of takeout. She was on her 3rd delivery of the afternoon, rushing through her usual side hustle before night classes. Maya wasn't a computer engineer. She wasn't even officially enrolled in a university yet, but what she lacked in credentials, she made up for in something. No resume could show unshakable curiosity while waiting for someone to pick up the order she caught. Sight of a projection screen through a small hallway, she could see snippets of diagrams, failed code strings, and most interestingly, a set of real-time traffic simulations being tested by the engineers. Maya had always loved puzzles since childhood. She'd spent hours solving logic problems for fun, and something about that simulation caught her eye after 20 minutes of no one claiming the order. She finally walked into the receptionist's office and asked if she could leave the food just then. The elevator dinged, and out came one of the junior developers looking haggarded and hungry. Mia handed him the bag and casually asked, "Is that simulation about variable node predictions?" The developer blinked. "Yeah, why your route models prioritizing? Intersections with more volume but not factoring real-time weather or construction data, that's why your delivery matrix collapses." The man stared at her. Stunned, Ma immediately regretted saying anything. She wasn't trying to be rude, just curious. "Sorry, I just saw the projection while waiting." That's all. He didn't reply, just took the food and walked back into the elevator back. Upstairs, the junior developer burst into the boardroom where the CEO had just announced a suspension of the project. "There's this girl downstairs," he said breathlessly. "She just looked at our model and pointed out a critical flaw we've all missed." The room was quiet, then filled with laughter, until another engineer pulled up the variable node priorities and saw the same flaw. Gasps replaced chuckles within an hour. Maya was invited upstairs. Feeling frightened and holding her phone in one hand and a notebook in the other, she ventured into the lion's lair. 30 engineers turned to gaze at the girl in sneakers and a rain-striped jacket. "Miss," inquired, the co-eyebrow raised. "Maya, I'm just a delivery girl," she replied softly. "You said we're missing a dynamic input filter in our algorithm." "Yes, sir. If you apply a layered learning system based on environment-first heuristics, you can cut your current error rate by 43%. "I can show you." The engineers leaned forward as Maya opened her notebook filled with untidy designs and calculations. The boardroom stared in silence as she explained her idea, stuttering at first but steadily gaining confidence for the first time in 6 months. The simulation didn't crash. The room was dead silent as Maya finished sketching her model on the whiteboard. No one interrupted. No one laughed. The 30 engineers, most with degrees from MIT, Stanford, or Oxford, gazed at this soaked delivery lady like she had performed magic. Richard Cresswell, the usually unshakable CEO, stood slowly. "You're suggesting if we reroute the decision tree through real-time layered learning, the system can self-optimize on the fly?" Maya nodded her fingers, trembling slightly. "Yup. And not just with traffic weather patterns, street closures, even live event data. It's like giving your algorithm eyes instead of blindfolds. Someone ran the model in the background. It didn't crash, in fact, for the first time. Ever. It improved with every new input." Cresswell walked forward. "Maya, where did you study?" I haven't yet. I've been saving money to apply a pause, and you came up with this while delivering lunch." She grinned. Shyly. "It's just how my brain works, News. Of the breakthrough spread within hours, investors called back tech blogs, gained wind of the delivery girl who saved Cresswell AI Twitter, blew up, but Maya wasn't interested in fame. She only wanted a chance that evening as the sun broke through. The storm clouds outside Cresswell made an announcement in the same boardroom. "We owe our future to someone who wasn't even on our payroll," he said, standing beside Maya. She didn't walk in with a resume, she walked in with insight. Maya Lewis will now lead our new innovation team with full scholarship support for any education she chooses. Mia was speechless. The engineers around her clapped not out of obligation but deep respect in the weeks that followed. Maya helped transform the AI model into a groundbreaking logistics engine Cresswell's company. Not only rebounded, it soared. But the most beautiful part wasn't the millions saved or the headlines earned. It was what Maya did with her first bonus. She funded a community learning hub in her neighborhood open to anyone of any age, with curiosity but no access. A place where kids like her could dream, experiment, and belong in a world where titles often overshadow talent. Maya proved that sometimes brilliance comes not from boardrooms, but from the quiet minds that watch from the edges. And all it took was one moment of courage and a door that someone dared to walk through.